Now, your forecast first, sponsored by Matex Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
Well, we've been monitoring a wintry evening out there for some of you. Others are saying, hey, we're not getting anything. And that's been the case for areas closer to I-70. But now we're even starting to see a little bit of a break for many of us. Now, I will tell you this, while the bulk of this precipitation, we've still got some of the heavy stuff coming down, is between, say, Watsika and over towards Chatsworth, or Narga, seeing that up around the Hoopston area. We still have a pretty good little area of some freezing drizzle that is occurring. The radar doesn't do a great job on picking up those fine particles, but you can see this is lifting to the north. There's some drier air punching in, and as we go throughout tonight, we're still going to see areas, I think, north of I-74, seeing some of this very light precipitation. When we come back, we'll talk about the latest amounts and what to expect as we head into your Tuesday morning as the winter weather advisory continues. Team coverage coming up. WCIA 3 News starts right now.
Now on WCIA 3 News.
Phase 4 means fewer restrictions, why some aren't easing them. Plus, fires aren't the only danger firefighters worry about, why cancer is also high on that list.
One man thought a random phone number was a scam call, but it turned out to be from our commander-in-chief.
You're watching your local news leader. This is WCIA 3 News at 10.
If you're tired of snow and ice, we are not done yet. Good evening. I'm Paul Cicchini.
And I'm Jessica Coons. Winter weather continues to make its way across central Illinois, bringing a mix of freezing rain, snow, and everything in between. Chief Meteorologist Kevin Leidy joins us now. So, Kevin, we've been looking at this all day, dealing with it all day.
Yep.
How long is this round going to last?
Well, you know what? So for some of you, it's really going to start to calm down here, but for others, it's going to continue for several more hours. So let's take a look here at the Storm Tracker Doppler, where we've got still precipitation ongoing up here, as you can see, in Livingston, Ford, and Iroquois counties. That's really kind of been the heart of where the heaviest has really fell over the last several hours, and still coming down pretty good up here, as you can see, near Watsika. And it's been a mix of freezing rain. It's been sleet, it's been snow at times, and it's been definitely slick. And that is where we go to meteorologist Jacob Dickey, who is in, I believe you're around the Ludlow area right now, Jacob, and it looks like a small break there, but again, the radar is deceiving because I think you're still getting some precipitation, even though you don't see much on the radar there, right?
You're right about that, Kevin. There's a very fine mist that is falling, and that is just adding very slowly to the ice that's accumulating here. We've been all the way up to Unarga and Gilman, where some of the heaviest ice has been. Here in Ludlow, there still is some accumulation right now on the trees and power lines. Not quite as much as further north.
So again, Jacob, there in the Ludlow area in our storm tracker, as you can see, and you know what? The other issue that we've got out there tonight, Jess, are the winds. And so if there is any accumulation, you've got these 25, 30-mile-per-hour winds, and that's causing issues. So we're saying, hey, if you're out there in the morning, obviously you got to take it slow still. There are going to be some slick spots tonight into tomorrow morning, but things will begin to kind of wind down a bit. We're just going to have this very light freezing drizzle continue, and maybe a little bit of snow as we head into early tomorrow morning.
Definitely give yourself that extra time in the morning.
Yeah, just a little bit. Again, we've dealt with this before. This is not a groundbreaking, you know, shut everything down kind of storm, but slick spots are definitely out there as ice has accumulated.
Sure. All right, Kevin, thanks. IDOT crews have been working to stay ahead of each round of snow and ice. In District 5, which includes Champaign County, a total of 245 permanent and seasonal workers are ready to hit the roads. In District 6, which includes Sangamon County, 319 crew members are ready. And in District 7, which includes Macon County, 298 workers are available. Officials say despite concerns about COVID-19 causing shortages, staffing levels are fine.
I think we're in pretty good shape where we are now. We're happy where we are, and hopefully, you know, everybody stays as healthy as possible. And, you know, like I said, we'll just take it one weather event at a time and see how it goes. And, you know, we'll cover what we have to cover and, you know, do what we have to do to make things work.
As a reminder, be patient and don't crowd plows. If you see them on the road, give yourself some extra time again to get from point A to point B safely.
In other news, the Illinois Department of Corrections says an inmate in her 70s died at the Decatur Correctional Center from COVID-19. This is the first COVID-related death there since the start of the pandemic. 2 more men died from the virus at the Danville Correctional Center within the past week, one in his 40s, the other in his 60s. In total, 4 inmates have died from the virus at the prison in Danville. The IDOC anticipates getting the vaccine at the beginning of February for corrections staff and inmates. So far, roughly 350 staff have been vaccinated, including some healthcare workers and first responders. 49 people died within the last 24 hours from COVID-19. That's the latest from the state. Another 3,000 new infections have been diagnosed. The positivity rate is down to 5.8%. All of the state's regions have stayed out of Tier 3. And 5 are in Phase 4.
As regions throughout central Illinois continue to move forward in the opening process, some places are staying the same. And WCIA 3's Bryce Beeman joins us now. So, Bryce, what have hospitals been doing to keep restrictions in place for visitors?
Well, hospitals have continued to limit visitors even as the state opens up. One hospital in Urbana is continuing the restrictions they've had in place for months. Restrictions are lifting across the state, but hospitals like OSF Heart of Mary Medical Center in Urbana are keeping theirs in place. They're pushing for visitors to speak with patients digitally, but understand when a visitor needs to be there.
The support person needs to be present for that patient, for decision making, for the beginning of life or unfortunately for the end of life.
For non-COVID patients in emergency situations, as well as outpatient and surgery, one person is allowed to visit. Pediatrics allows up to 2. Mothers going through labor and delivery may have 1 person, and those in a critical state can potentially have up to 4.
Possibly are potentially declining and really need that support person, or for events that they need that person there to make a decision.
Depending on the situation, COVID positive patients may have 1 visitor, but Danielle Molina says typically the visitors may have already been exposed.
They live with them, so the risk of exposure is probably already there. So we really want to make sure that we provide the most holistic care as possible.
Amy Amos says her mother was a non-COVID patient in a Springfield hospital for 10 days, but Amos wasn't allowed to visit. She says digital communication is not always effective.
She was very sick, and because she was very sick, she had a hard time letting us know what the doctors were saying.
Amos said she had a hard time reaching the doctors while her mother was hospitalized. Amos did tell me her mother has to go back for another follow-up procedure. She says she's hopeful with restrictions lifting that she will be able to go with her mother. Jessica?
I'm sure a lot of people are hoping the same thing here as those restrictions start to ease up. All right,
Definitely.
Bryce, thank you. A St. John's Hospital in Springfield has updated its visitor restrictions since Amos's mother was in the hospital. On Thursday, they started allowing non-COVID patients to have 1 support person. We have a full list of the hospital visitor guidelines on WCIA.com.
The second round of the state's COVID vaccine rollout started today, but the first round remains far from over. CDC data compiled by the New York Times shows Illinois ranks near the bottom in vaccine distribution, 45th. Governor Pritzker blames the slow rollout on the federal government.
And they sit on shelves because that federal pharmacy partnership is so slow at the job. Having said that, I have had numerous conversations. My team is in regular communication with those companies, and they have promised that they will get through the the first visits to assisted living facilities by February 15th.
The state has a new website to help people make a vaccine appointment, and we have a link to that at WCIA.com.
High school athletes are ready to get their season started, but there's one thing they're all still waiting for.
Plus, fires expose firefighters to cancer-causing chemicals. How research is helping keep them safer.
And it's a phone call one man was not expecting, what he and then President-elect Joe Biden spoke about.